Hello everyone, you're watching SK Live. I'm your host Indranil Basu. Today we have a very special person, Kidambi Srikanth with us. Kidambi, very warm welcome to SK Live. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you too. It's been really long.
Yes. You know, it's, my heart is filled with happiness right now. The way we are performing. We saw Super Sindhu, PV Sindhu creating such a champion moment. What a moment it was. But today we'll talk about the hockey bit. Indian women creating history, and I'm what a. I can't. I'm actually lost of words to explain how happy I am deep down inside.
Yeah, definitely. It was like Sindhu winning her second consecutive Olympic medal. It was a very big moment for badminton as a sport in India. I think it's a tremendous achievement. And again, I also saw the men's quarterfinal yesterday. It was it was it was a great match. I think the fourth quarter was very crucial. I think Indians saved about four or five shots from the opponent team in the fourth quarter, and then the only chance that they got, they scored a goal. I was watching it with my friends, and we were about four or five of us watching it live, and then we were probably at fourth quarter when after probably 7 or 8 minutes we were thinking, India isn't getting the opportunity to score. They were attacking, we were only defending. When do we get the ball? When do we get the ball? And suddenly when we got the ball, and the very first time we actually had the ball, we scored, and then we felt a sigh of relief because it was I think after that goal there was about only 4 or 5 minutes left, and then we were leading 3-1. So we felt very happy, that it's almost over. It's almost like we won. So we were very happy, and then we were very thrilled. We were jumping after the fourth quarter. It felt really very special. As an Indian, you really feel happy when uh, any player from India is doing well. And then again, a great win today for Indian women's hockey. To beat Australia and then to not let them score any goal at all.
Yes.
Throughout the entire match, I think it was great. I think it was. I feel the defense players were really good. So I think it's a great performance from both men's and women's hockey. And again, Sindhu has been really fantastic throughout the tournament.
Vidam, I'm especially happy because of one good reason, and the reason is cricket monopolized Indian sports, and now if we can create this kind of wave in Olympic, it's not going to be a 4 year phenomenon. After 4 year, we talk about Olympians and then we forget. So that culture is going to change because athletics is mother of all sports. If you do well, we are doing well, and that monopoly of cricket, everything is cricket centric. That's going to change if we are able to change things the way it's going. I'm super excited about that sort of a possibility.
Well, I think everyone has done a great job. I feel, starting from Mirabai Chanu. She's done really well. Me and another, we actually have another weightlifter who was working as a trainer at the academy. So
Yeah.
we both were watching that lift of Mirabai Chanu, and then we felt very happy when after she did that 115 lift. We knew that a medal is confirmed. It was only about whether she will be able to win gold or silver. But we were very happy, and then our doubles pair did extremely well.
Mm.
Uh, and then I think the boxing they did extremely well. So I
Yes.
think
Lovely.
everyone who've been to Olympics have done a great job. Uh, I think I feel it's the beginning uh, of a next generation of athletes, and probably in the next maybe say 8 years, I think we are going to see a lot more medals, probably a double figure medals for sure at the Olympics.
Absolutely. And then And I'm talking about Sindhu. I mean, did you have that sort of inkling that she can actually become the first woman to back-to-back medals at the highest level like this?
See, going into the Olympics, she was one of the medal favorites. She was one of the contenders for the gold medal.
Hmm.
Again, in the semi-final against Tai Zu Yang, it was a very close first set. If Sindhu would have pulled that first set, anything would have happened.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think she played extremely well throughout the tournament. She reached semis without losing a single set. And then it was a tough match in the semis, but again she came back, and won the losing semis. Again the straight sets. So I think she played extremely well. It's just that one day that she couldn't really get going. But otherwise, if you take out that one day and then count the remaining 4 or 5 matches, I think she's played extremely well.
Actually, sports is all about comebacks. No one expected the women hockey team to do so well, and they're doing so well, and everyone is just jumping up and down. And it's a great moment, and this is what sports is all about. She may have lost the main game, but she came back and won the bronze. And but a lot of people are explaining. I mean, saying the same thing right now in the chat that we want you to come back. We missed you. We missed you this time in Tokyo. Yeah.
Yeah, again, for me. It was a roller coaster ride for me. That Olympic qualification period, because when that qualification period started, I got injured and then I couldn't play tournaments. And then when I was fully fit, the tournaments got cancelled, so I couldn't really play tournaments. But again, yeah, I definitely missed playing at the Olympics. Again, every time I get the opportunity to represent country, it was a great feeling. I lost out, very closely the last, the quarterfinals of last Olympics. I was really, expecting myself to be there and then to do well this year's Olympics. Again, I think, I'm looking at see how I'm looking at the tournaments that I have in the next 12 months. I have two World Championships. There is Commonwealth Games. There is Asian Games in the next 12 months. So at the moment, my focus is on these tournaments. I really want to do well and then probably win a medal.
Venki Nadu is saying that you're a champion player. Of course, you're number one player. You're doing so well. You've done well for India over the years. But coming to, I have a question from my colleague Suro. He said, how did you handle this negativity which was there on social media? For all athletes, whenever something goes wrong, there is so much of trolling happens. So I just want to know from a champion, number one badminton player, uh, how do you tackle that sort of negativity when people just pull you down? Because I'm myself face a lot of negativity when we do stories. They try to question that without actually getting to the base. So how do you do that? How do you manage this negativity? Which it's in everyone's life actually.
Yes, you're right. It's in everyone's life. People do that to every athlete, and it's not just in India. It's there all over the world. But for me personally, only uh, you know uh, I only look at from my point of view whether I entered into the court thinking I want to win, I want to give my 100%, and I have to be happy with my performance whether I win or I lose. Sport is such that you win sometimes, you lose sometimes, but I want to kind of not have any regrets. I want to give my best in every match that I play.
Yeah.
And at the highest level, you sometimes win, you sometimes lose for sure. But at the highest level, I really want to give my best. I really want to give everything that I've got. It's basically like the quarterfinals of last Olympics. Even though I lost, I am a little disappointed, but I don't really have any regrets that I couldn't play uh, like this, or I couldn't. I could have played a little better, because I am very happy with the overall match because I gave it everything. I gave it everything that I've got. Probably at
Absolutely.
15, 12, 15, 13 when I was leading, if I would have got another 1 or 2 points, the whole scenario would have been different by now.
Absolutely.
So, it's the matter of those 1, 2 points. But end of the match, what I think, what I feel is that I have to be happy with my performance.
Absolutely.
I play
That's
for myself. I play for the country. So when I look at that match even now, I am very happy that I gave it all, and then I'm happy that I could able to represent India at the biggest stage.
absolutely. I mean, look at the way Sharat Kaman played. He lost to Mahalong, and I mean,
Yeah,
champions are made of sterner stuff, and this is the biggest identity a champion could carry. Give your best. Results, how many points, how many trophies you win, it doesn't really matter. You've given your best. That is all matter. That's why Praveen is saying in next Olympics you'll play. I mean, everyone is hoping that he'll come back, and even Saina also couldn't play because didn't get that many competitions, right, to reach that qualification mark which is required.
yeah. So Saina also lost out on the qualification because of the tournaments that got cancelled. About I think 6 tournaments got cancelled in the last 3 months.
Yeah,
Losing out on 6 tournaments is a very big number. Uh, so So yeah, and also those 6 tournaments had some Super 750s and then a lot of Super Series events. So they all of them have very big points. And then I hardly needed about 4,000 or 5,000 points to qualify. And then initially in Jan of 2021, as per the schedule, there were about 6 tournaments, and I only needed about 5,000 points. And when I played a semi-final of Swiss Open, I needed only 4,000 from the remaining five, and I was very happy. That it is reachable. It's not a very difficult or very tough ask. But then suddenly everything got cancelled. Not even one tournament happened. So I was a little disappointed, but again, yeah, that's how it is everywhere. And then, you can't really do anything. These are something that are not in your control at all. So,
absolutely,
and this also, has kind of motivated and inspired me, to do well in the next set of tournaments that I have.
absolutely. You do well. I'm sure about it. Kidambi, you've really made us proud, and that's why we have five top, out of top 30, five shuttlers, Indian shuttlers are there in that. It's speaking in right direction. You think Suro, my colleague, had asked that question. Do you think it's speaking in right direction?
Yes, definitely. At the moment, the men's singles they are doing extremely well. Everyone's playing really well. It's just a matter of time before all of us, get more consistent and consistently keep winning tournaments. It's just about being more consistent. I think once the tournament schedule for next year is out, and then once you get to train without having any breaks, I think we will definitely start performing well.
So you must be really hungry also after missing out on the big event. Like, I mean, the tournaments you'll be playing, be it this Open and whatever Open comes your way, Master Series. I think you're going to go really all out this time.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm really looking forward to playing more and more tournaments. I will definitely play as many tournaments as I can this year. And again, missing out on the Olympics and then not being able to play a number of tournaments last year and then the first half of this year. I think I'm really very eager and very hungry to play more tournaments and win more tournaments.
Absolutely, and there is also a thought process. Even this was again my colleague Suro was asking me that foreign coaches, we see in boxing, we see in other sports, and we see in cricket. We are getting used to the Indian coaches. Badminton has a legendary Gopichan who was looking after everyone, and we have foreign coaches. So how do you see the foreign coaches coaching style of thing working in India? Do you think it's going to work?
Uh, it did really work for few people.
Yeah,
Like Satvik and Chirag, they had Matthias Bo had come, probably I think 2 months before the Olympics, and then he really worked a lot on them, and then we could see that difference when they played at the Olympics.
yeah,
And we have Park Tae-sang for Sindhu, and then he's done a great job in shaping Sindhu, and then we could see that the way Sindhu played at the Olympics. I think a big credit goes to Park Tae-sang and Agus for men's singles. I think he's also been training us really hard, and I think he's doing a great job. And again, you can't really take any credit out of Gopi sir. He's
absolutely.
been the one who really uh, showed the world what Indian badminton can do, and I think is one of the best coaches that we have for sure.
Absolutely. And I remember 2001 when he won the All England, and there was a reception, to greet him, to honor him. And from that day, 20 years later, he still remains the same. He still looks the same, I think. He's,
Yeah, I think you're right. He still looks the same. He's very fit.
yeah,
But again, there were players in the past who won a number of tournaments. A lot of senior players have won international tournaments, but none of them could actually become a great coach. They are really good coaches, but nobody had produced results like Gopi sir did. I
yeah,
think has put in a structure, and then he worked so hard. I think he worked double the hard as a coach more than he was as a player, and I think we could see the results now. So I think a big credit goes to him for every win that India registers in badminton.
absolutely. I think Banky is saying, who is the next Sindhu or Srikanth? Any junior talent to go all the way to top 10 in badminton sport? Of course. I mean, this is the power of
I
sports,
think there are definitely a lot of players who are doing well.
Hmm.
There is one from Bangalore, Prakash Sir's academy called Lakshya Sen.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
doing well. And then, we have a lot of youngsters at the Gopichand Academy also. And then they're very young, but they're playing really good. So I think in the next 4 or 5 years, we can see a lot of youngsters, uh, are doing extremely well at the international level.
And I was other day talking to uh, the great athlete Anju Bobby George, and we discussed how the participation in Olympics is increasing with every 4 years. What we had 12 years ago, the numbers. It's this year we have 126. Probably by the time it's 124, we might see a huge surge. I mean, going up to 150 plus athletes qualifying for the Olympics, which is a great news. I mean, number of Indian, as you said, it's a new India. It's growing and growing massively.
See, when you look at these numbers, when you compare this to the probably say 8 years back or 12 years back, you can see that difference. You can see that growth, that improvement, uh, that and then you can also see the level of quality of players that we have now.
Yeah.
I think the same way, I think in the next 8 years, we can definitely see a lot more players qualifying for the Olympics and also a lot more players winning at the Olympics.
Yes.
So I think it's a slow process. You can't expect people, to win, play this Olympics, and then you can't expect the youngster to come and win the next Olympics. So
Yeah.
it's a slow process, and you have
Yes.
to continuously work towards that goal of yours to win at the Olympics. And then I think we've come a long way if you compare the Indian contingent now to the Indian contingent in 2008 or 2004.
Yes.
The same
Yes.
way, if you compare the Indian contingent in 2021 to Indian contingent in say 2028 or 2032, we will see a lot of improvement. We'll see the quality going up. We'll see a lot more people qualifying. We'll also see a lot more medals. We'll definitely see people winning more medals. And I
Yeah.
think probably, I would expect it to happen much earlier. But probably by 2028 or something, we can definitely see many more medals.
Absolutely. And what we say in Hindi, आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, सबके मुंह में घी शक्कर. Uh, and coming to that point also, in 80s, cricket was a sport everyone used to love, but it became cricket. The 1983 win revolutionized cricket. So I have a feeling that in next 2 days, which is tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Sindhu has shown the way, of course. And if Indian hockey men and women team they can take hockey to that level, a medal prospect, I think our perspective towards Olympic sport will change because we'll have that great Olympic movement. It's just on paper, people do it, but here there'll be a lot of surety, a lot of certainty which will happen. Parents will push their kids, don't go to a cricket field, go and run first. If you run well, you still have that cultural
Yeah.
change is very important. And I think it can happen in the next 2 days in India, isn't it?
Yes, I am. I'm really inclined towards the thought that India is going to do well in the next Olympics.
Yeah,
If you compare it to the 2016, I think we've already shown the results. I think the India men's and women's hockey have done extremely well. Mirabai Chano winning a silver, Sindhu winning a second consecutive medal, and then we also kind of won a medal already in boxing. And then wrestling will happen probably in next few days. I
yes,
think we do have a great chance of winning a medal, and we have a great chance of winning a medal in the hockey for in both men's and women's. So I think it's a very good change. And then going forward, I feel it'll only get better. And
absolutely.
again, for all this, the credit has to go to the coaches of those respective sports. And at the same time, a big credit should also go to the government, should also go to Sports Society of India, should also go to tops. I think they've all been very supportive. I think in the last 4 years, I think I've been working with Sai and Sports a lot, Sai and Tops. Tops has been very supportive. They did everything that they could, and they've kind of almost did everything that I asked. I definitely it's a in badminton. Tops have done a great job. Sports Society of India have done a great job. Our badminton association have done a great job. So I think the credit has to go to everyone that is involved. Now, when you look at Sindhu winning a medal, it's not just about her winning a medal. It's about the support system that she has,
Absolutely.
like
Yeah,
her parents, her coaches, her physios, trainers, and it's also about the BI, helping and giving her everything she wants. It's also about Sports Society of India helping her. It's also about Tops helping her. It's a whole ecosystem that is there now in place for every sport. And I think a big credit goes to all the uh, people that are not very clearly visible, but they're always there, for every athlete. So I think the support staff, trainers, coaches, the associations, tops, everyone gets the credit.
absolutely. It was. It's always going to be like this. One person. It's not a. It's an individual sport, but you need support from all quarters, and which you guys have been getting. But did you have a word with Sindhu after her win? And did you have a chat because you guys are the top-rated badminton player in the country? At the end of the day, did you have a chat with her?
Yeah, I didn't really talk to her, but I just congratulated her. Probably
Okay.
I'll talk to her after she come back. When she is in Hyderabad, I'll talk to her because as you can expect, she'll be very busy with all the congratulatory messages and everything. So I think when everything settles down, when she's in Hyderabad, I'll speak to her.
But you have trained with her also a lot of times, right? You guys in the same academy and so I mean, tell me about your training method. I mean, how intense is it? I mean, just for the kids who want to take badminton because end of it, TT badminton they take it as a sort of pastime sport. It's a serious sport and uh, Kidambi Srikanth, Sindhu, Saina, they have made it possible to believe that it's not a pastime; it's a serious sport. and if you play it professionally, you have a future. So if you can just share your training methods, how tough it is for a guy for a girl who's talented to come into the scene, and what sort of structure are there to support you. As you said, there's a lot of support available for good talent. So if you can just tell us the training method.
So these days we are having two sessions, one in the morning, one in the evening. It'll be about 2 to 3 hours in the morning, and then another 2 to 3 hours in the evening. Uh, it's on in the mornings it'll be more of on court and more on working and getting better with your strokes and with your skill. And in the evening it'll be more about cardio or gym workout, to improve your strength, which will end of the day which will help you when you're playing on court. But when I was in juniors, I used to start my training at 4:30 with Gopi sir.
Oh,
Me and Sindhu, we used to do sessions at 4:30 with Gopi sir. Yeah, we used to do 3 sessions when we were juniors. But now we are doing 2 sessions. But it's very intense. It's very physically tiring sessions. Uh, and yeah, if you really want to perform at the highest level, you have to really work hard, and then you have to think as if you are playing a match every day and then train. So it is very tough. It is physically, it is very tiring. It is very challenging. But the challenge comes in when you get injured, when you have to recover, or
it's
when you have to follow a strict diet, strict routine, sleep at a particular time, wake up at a particular time throughout the week, 12 months, like follow a strict routine, strict diet. That is more challenging than anything. But it is very important to do that, because that will help you, that will support you to do well on court. So yeah, it is very tough. It's just not for badminton. For any sport, you have to be very disciplined. I think sport teaches you to be very disciplined. That is why these days people ask everyone to play some kind of a sport on a daily basis, so that they'll be disciplined. So yeah, it is obviously very tough to be a professional player.
but Kidambi, before I let you go, the most challenging bit for a sportsman is when you're doing well and losing matches. So how how do you lift yourself? That's the most challenging bit. When you know your footwork is good, you're accurate, you're moving well on inside the court, but still your win is not happy. You're not able to win matches. So that's the moment. That's the most challenging bit for a professional like you, isn't it?
Yes, yes, you're right. When you're not playing well, when you're losing tournaments, it's
Yes,
very
all right.
easy to come back and then work on what
Yeah,
is not working for you. But
yeah,
when you are playing extremely well, and then when you're not able to, close out matches, that is
yes,
more difficult, because you don't even know what to work on.
yeah,
So it's definitely going to be very challenging. But what is important is the process. You have to believe in it. You have to keep working hard. You have to continue what is working for you, and then continuously do uh, things right. And then if you really work hard, and if you really are willing to give your 100%, I think at some point you will definitely see the success.
absolutely. And we are waiting for your success at the highest level because
Thank you.
uh, you may have missed this year, but 2024 is what Kidambi, it should belong to you that year. Thanks a lot for
Thank you.
coming
Thank you so
and
much.
sharing your views on Sindhu and Olympic sport in general. It was really pleasure chatting with you. Take care and keep winning. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.